What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have my amazing friend Ruth here with me today. Hey, Ruthie.
Hey. Yay. Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Well, I'm so excited. Also, we were having a sweet little morning. Like, we had some bagels, obviously from my absolute favorite bagel shop.
This has been the best
Shout out
morning ever.
Gotham. And it's like 70 degrees today. Who knew?
It's like they knew, like the universe knew we were going to be recording today.
Yes.
They just said
They wanted things to be perfect.
Sam and Ruth will be together. We're going to make it
The
a
world
sweet
is
little
right.
day.
Yeah.
We had bagels. You can't start the day without a good bagel, I always say. I have a bagel like every day.
Straight up. And like after you have a bagel, literally nothing can go wrong.
I know. That's been my experience every day. Every bad day I've had is because I haven't started it with a bagel.
Exactly. A bagel a day keeps the
Bad days
away.
I think that's what it is.
That's the one. But I'm excited because this topic of conversation, honestly, when you text me and you were like, we should do a podcast about just like adulting, is so on par right now because I feel like I'm doing the most adult things I've ever had to do.
Right.
Very scary.
Yeah. We're kind of at that point where we're like, are we adulting? Are we not?
I know.
Like, we're at least pretending like we're like starting to. Yeah.
It is such a, I'm pretending.
Oh, I'm for sure pretending.
This is all a sham.
Yeah. It's total sham. I feel like that's what half of this is going to be. It's mostly like, okay, here's what we have figured out. But mostly I'm just going to like talk about my dumpster fire of life. Like just shit on myself the whole time.
Oh my God, I know. And it's just like, I feel like we're just at that age. Like you and I, we're about to turn 25. Like what the fuck? And
I like also feel like quarter life crisis. I heard people talking about it. It was kind of like, whatever, that's not really going to be me.
Yeah, same.
It's me.
It's me.
It's for sure me. I'm not 25 yet. I'm just around the corner, but it's me. I'm freaking out.
Very scary.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know why I'm allowing it to have weight, but I am.
Yeah, it's heavy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and so obviously we have so many topics to dive into, but it's so funny because I feel like as far as adulting goes, there are like things so big and so small that like are measures of being an adult,
right?
A responsible grown up.
Definitely. There's the things that everybody thinks of that are like the big ones. And then also just like the little things that sneak up on you that like you do or you don't do kind of without even realizing. You're like, am I like 40 years old?
Right, literally.
I feel like really old now. But wait, actually before we start talking about like adulting, can I tell you what I remembered just last week, which is so funny? My first internship ever was for a group called the Whitewater Community Optimist Organization.
No way.
Isn't that so funny? And it was like so backwards
did
because
I know about that?
Yeah, remember it was like that summer I had to go back to Whitewater early like and live there by my fucking self for like half the summer. Like my roommates hadn't moved in yet and I was just there. And like I was I think the only person in Whitewater because no one's there in the summer.
Yeah.
And I was for the Optimist organization. It was like kind of like a bullshit internship where you just kind of like do stuff for them. You know, I wrote like press releases and stuff. We all start with one of those. Yeah. But so funny. I had to like work like their summer event, like their Euro stand, like at like the 4th of July thing. It was so backwards because I was just complaining about it the whole time. But it was for like an optimist
They would be so
thing.
Disappointed in you now.
So disappointed, right. Remember I worked that event and then on the way home I got shit on by a bird. And I was like...
Oh, that's the icing on the cake right there.
Yeah, typical me. But I feel like that's kind of a good metaphor also for like
100%.
How I think of... like I don't know, optimism and complaining. Like I feel like I'm kind of that annoying person that's like, oh, maybe like kind of maybe try and look on the bright side, but also if it comes to me in my life, I'll complain for days.
You definitely will.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite like sort of pessimistic seasons for you was, I don't remember what year this was, but it was like one of the school years. I would always bump into you in the morning in high school, and you would just be so pissed.
Right. Yep. If you went to high school with me, you knew not to talk to me like before like honestly like noon.
Yeah. Straight up.
And I'd show up with my like fucking gray suit.
You would be in a sweatsuit and
have
hood
my hood up.
Yeah.
Hood up. Hood up for as long as I can until a teacher would be like, Ruth.
Yeah.
But lose the hood.
Oh, but I get it. Honestly, high school, bad mood. You just are in one.
Especially in the morning. Like, who decided to like start school early?
Okay, I was actually thinking about that the other day. Weren't we? We started class at 7:14 in the morning.
No fucking way.
Yes.
In high school?
In high school.
Okay, that's like a fact check, because that's amazing that I did that every day for 4 fucking years.
I don't get that up that early now.
And I had math first hour?
Yeah. No, that's why you were in a failed. Straight up.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, so it's actually super fucked up, because I know that I set my alarm for 6:50 every day, and then I would like panic, and I would get to
sprint
school
around.
like
I
like knew that if I hit every green light, I could get from my house to Memorial High School in 4 minutes.
Right, but of course, like all the red lights would decide to prank your ass and be like, "Nope, you're gonna sit here right outside of Dunkin' Donuts for 5 minutes."
Straight up, that's the worst intersection, dude.
Yep. Oh god, so funny.
So yeah, I mean, it's appropriate that you're here on this pod, you know?
I think so too. That's like also a big one. Maybe we could start with that one, is like waking up in the morning and like being a morning person. Still haven't really figured that one out.
I know. We're like so forced into, and I think just like literally the way the world works, like it's built for morning people.
It is.
And not the rest of us.
Yeah, it's really not. If you think about it, like there's a whole other part of the day that's just not
the night.
The night. It's called the night. It's just not utilized, I guess.
I know. And like if I think about it, like when my mom, I would say night owl. She stays up pretty late, and she wakes up at like 8, 9, which is not even like, you know, but my mom's
she's not an early bird.
No,
right, neither is
she'll
mine.
Sleep in, or she'll go to bed. She doesn't go to bed until like midnight or 1. Right. She likes to stay up, watch her HGTV.
Wow, I didn't know it was that late. Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
I see you. Shout out.
So like they exist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's genetic. Maybe
but
that's
also she doesn't have like a, like she's an artist, so she kind of gets to call the shots in terms of schedule.
Right. Maybe I should just change careers.
So you have to, you got to become an artist, an artiste.
Okay, sounds good. Maybe we can make that happen. But I don't know. That's a big one. Maybe we should talk about like the things that we do have figured out, because
I like it.
That list is much smaller.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Straight up. I know. Well, I will say, because these are good. I like the one. Okay, we both have jobs, and like big kid jobs, I would say. You know, like
whatever.
We did it.
We're doing it.
You kind of just have to do that one.
Yeah. I mean,
otherwise you don't pay rent.
You don't pay rent. Like you gotta make money somehow.
Yeah.
Like it's not all it's cracked up to be, but we're out here, we're working, you know.
For the man. For goals.
Right. Yeah. You know, you gotta find a place to live. You gotta figure all that stuff out. It's part of just, I feel like, graduating and getting on with your life. So that's a big one. I feel like kind of getting your situation figured out, like your living situation. Some smaller things I have figured out is I recently bought a desk.
Yeah, it's me too. It does feel like an accomplishment.
It's a big one for me, at least. I mean, honestly, I never thought I'd have to have one in my room, to be honest. That just wasn't really... Yeah. I never really had one in my room when I was in high school, I think.
Did, but it was just covered in shit. Like, I never sat at it.
You didn't use it as a desk.
It was a pile of clothes.
Right. another thing to put shit on. Yeah. But I got one recently, you know, because of the pandemic and all. It did cost like $30 from Amazon, and it's like kind of wobbly, but
it's motherfucker is the wobbliest shit I've ever seen.
It still works, yeah.
But it does. And I will say, as someone who was formerly just kind of working from the kitchen table or the couch, it does make a difference. I do feel a little bit more in the zone. Right. Which I've always, you know, people always say like,
you have somewhere to go to.
You gotta have an established place. Sure. And then I was like, oh, that's just a big...
Well, look at me. I don't have one, and I'm still getting my stuff done. Right.
I'm getting paid the same as you.
Yeah.
But I do like having one. Like, I think it just makes me feel... Especially now, I think maybe that I know work from home is like a little bit more permanent or semi-permanent.
Right.
It lasted way longer than I was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So... It does feel good. It just feels like the adult thing to do.
Right. It's just part of your everyday now. Just sitting down, doing your thing.
I need to organize mine, though. It's kind of a mess.
Yeah. I I wish I could say the same, but mine has like 2 things on it at all times. It's my laptop and like a candle or a cup of coffee. Yeah.
Those are good things. Yeah. Yeah. Those are adult things.
Yeah. I also recently bought a cat. I know you've had cats for a while.
It does feel adult to take care of something.
To take care of something else. You know, I'm single. I've pretty much been single my entire life. I surround myself with lots of friends, but now I have something to take care of.
It's just yours. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's going well so far. It's the first step to like maybe taking care of something else later in life. We never know if that will ever happen, but a cat, I'm like, I did it.
I know, totally. Well, and so for me, it was like an easy decision between a cat and a dog. Like, hello, I love dogs. I love both. Like, I think it's dumb when people say you have to be a cat or dog person. You and I both grew up with both.
Oh my God, it's same. We both grew up with both. Yeah.
But like, okay, dogs, a lot of work. Cats, easy peasy. Easy. The choice was made for me.
Right. You can leave them. They won't die.
Yeah, they mind their business.
Yeah.
They tend to be a little more cuddly. Yeah. So they have that going for them.
Yeah, we're still working on that with my cat. We're getting there, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of you force it and then they...
Yeah. And then eventually they're just like, okay, I guess this is what I have to do now for the rest of
fine, I like it.
Right. I guess I like it. I guess I'll do this for the next 18 years or whatever.
And they live longer. Very cool. Yeah. Like I will say it was kind of a shock to the system when we first adopted our cats because like you're like, this is the next 18 years of my life. I know. Like that's crazy.
So funny. I remember Kayla was like, so Ruth, are you like ready to have this cat when you're 40?
Like what? 40?
Actually 40 if you think about it. Insane.
Oh my God.
Like, I guess so, yeah.
Like in my mind, I'm like never even gonna be 40, you know?
Yeah.
That's just like, I don't think about that yet.
Same, but also I could see like for some reason I feel like 42 is just gonna be my year.
I like that for you.
Like for some reason I don't know why, it's just gonna be like prime for me.
Ruth's peaking at 42, everybody. Right. Check
Get
back
ready,
in.
The year 20...
Oh, don't we both failed math.
Failed math, dude. Well, just mark your calendars for my 42nd birthday, everybody. Yep. It's gonna be, if you could just plan
it's gonna be one for the books.
Start planning now a party for it. So
we should make it a surprise.
Yeah. Make it I'll act surprised. Maybe I'll like pretend like I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, that's always good. Right. Ruth the actress. That's what's going on here.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say too, I think something I like about having a pet is there is just someone who like needs you. Like that's kind of comforting.
It is.
They rely on you.
They rely on you for life. Yeah. Like if you don't feed them,
large responsibility,
or take care of them, they don't have opposable thumbs. They can't. They can't do that shit on their own.
They can't do any of it. I know. Or like if you don't clean their litter box, they will leave little dingleberries to let you know that you're fucking up.
Yep. Oh, that's so true. That's happened maybe like once or twice so far. Yeah.
Well, Misho, honestly, TMI, but he has the long fur, so sometimes it literally just gets stuck to his
Yep. Have you ever noticed that while he's like jumps up on you or something?
Around
and you're like, what is the
Or more so, you smell it.
Oh yeah.
Like you'll be like, something's not right.
something smells whack and it's coming from my cat's ass.
And I always make James clean it up.
Right.
So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start making Zoe do that.
Yes. Hey, you gotta pay your dues, man. You like my cat too much.
You want to cuddle with my cat, you gotta clean up her shit. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
That's good.
But that is one. And like it does feel adult. I don't know, like in such a good way. Like you're like, oh, these are my kids.
They're my kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my kid, my little kiddo who I take care of.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Yeah. What else? I think also I know how to. This is kind of like a bigger one, I guess. I know how to do my taxes, but it's not a bigger one because I just use TurboTax. And
so
I've been
do I.
Doing it since like late college, ever since I like actually was making enough money to
do a tax form.
Taxes. So that's like not a big one at all, actually. But
okay, I will say though, for me, and this is timely because obviously they're due soon, and we just kind of had to go through it. I had been going home every time to do it, and like I would do it, but I just like felt like my dad should be there in case
you fuck anything up.
Yeah.
Like, why did I get $5 back,
right,
Dad?
Straight up. And this was the first year I did it all by myself. Mm-hmm. And this year I was nervous to do it because I had been on unemployment. So I just had no idea how that was going to affect anything. So I was like,
well, and it did too. It made things harder, right? Like you had to.
Well, and I had to fill out a tax form for that. Plus, I technically I was on 2 payrolls for my last job.
Got it.
So I had to fill out like 3 different things. And then on top of that, I had to do like one of those 1099 or something like that for my student loans.
Yeah. Yep. And then you have to go and find that.
It was scary.
Right. I like prayed for dear God. Like I just searched in my email that I had emailed myself something and I found it.
I think I went on my FAFSA.
Oh, okay.
But I logged onto there, and then of course me and my dad both have access to my FAFSA account, and then like a couple days later he got an email that said like someone accessed your FAFSA account, like if this wasn't you. So then my dad's texting me like, this is a scam, don't open this email. And I was like, no, Dad,
it was me.
I am sometimes, I went in, it was me. Like, I also have access to the account.
Right, it is like for my school.
Yeah, my loans, my $30,000 debt, yeah.
That is so true, though. You just feel like you need your parent there to like help you with any question. Yeah, right. I'll like call my dad, and this is kind of jumping into another one, like, this is something that I definitely don't have figured out is health insurance of any kind.
So scary.
It's terrifying. I'm like getting anxious talking about it. But I like when I got my job, like hired on full time, we thought about maybe doing health insurance through there.
Yeah.
And like went through and like looked through all the options and like they do have good benefits and my parents just wanted me to like consider it, I think.
Sure.
Of course, I like waited until like the last day for the deadline to decide if you have to do it through work or not. I'm like calling my dad on the phone and like
I
reading
talking about this.
Yeah, I'm like reading him the forms over the phone as if he's gonna like know what I'm talking about over the phone.
That's like someone literally reading like a legal document. Right. You're not going to be absorbing it.
Yeah, and I'm like getting pissed at him. He's doing nothing wrong. He's just helping me, trying to help like be an adult. And I'm like, well, why don't you know what this is?
Yes. Dude.
He's like, why don't you know what this is? You're like, figure it out. But
no,
yeah,
that one is a scary one. And okay, like at my last job, it wasn't even really on the table because I didn't have insurance. If I had worked, I think only at the salon full time, I would have, because like obviously all the stylists and stuff did, but I was split between, like in a way I was kind of screwed because I technically worked 2 jobs part time. They just were for the same employer.
Yeah, I remember you dealt with that for.
Yeah, because it was like I was on 2 completely separate payrolls, so like neither one would I have actually qualified for insurance, which is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, that's so shitty.
Yeah, but like at the time I didn't really need it, you know, like you could be on your parents till you're 26, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was just riding it out, and then I just got this new job. And I do have benefits. I actually have a meeting scheduled literally with HR, I think next week or the week after, to actually really deep dive and discuss them.
All right.
Because...
What day is that on? I'll send you a good luck text.
Yeah, right? I'll have to check my schedule. But
honestly.
Because my benefits... So I started this job about a month ago. Well, as we're recording this. So when this will come out, it'll be even longer. But...
What do you mean this isn't live?
Yeah, this is not a live podcast recording. And... I don't think, like, my benefits don't click, or, yeah, I can't start using them until about 90 days. They don't kick in until 90 days of work, probably to see if I'm, like, you know, I'm a legitimate employee.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, so I kind of have to wait for that. And then HR was just like, yeah, do you want to talk about benefits? I know you're not 26, whatever, kind of just like... And then my dad dropped the bomb on me that he's considering retiring. And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I literally was panicking.
Why? Also, like, you're almost there. Like, you're almost writing it out to 26. Like, just,
right, like, just
hang on one more year, Jeff.
That's what I'm fucking saying. I turned 25 in, a couple months? And then we just have a year.
Right.
And knowing my dad, it will take him a year to make this decision anyway. He's such a workaholic. But just the fact, because my dad he's like 60, you know, like, that's pretty young and as far as retiring goes.
Yeah, and also I don't think I knew that. For
some
reason, I just picture him younger.
Probably because he's a runner.
Right.
Huh. he's
good
an old
for
guy.
You, Jeff. Yeah. You look good. Shout out, Jeff.
But yeah, and so he like kind of just expressed that he might want to retire, and it completely caught me off guard. I actually don't think I reacted very well. Like I was only thinking about myself, and of course, fucking selfish bitch.
My God. You like burst into tears.
Well, I was just like panicking all of a sudden, like, oh, okay, like going through crunching like what does that mean for me?
Yeah. Like, in your head, you're like, no.
Yeah. No. How could you do this to me? But it's just so funny because it's so dumb. Like
it really is. Like
it's just dumb, and I don't know the first thing about health insurance. Like my HR, she was like, okay, like you know, just give me a like where's the starting point? And I was literally the fucking beginning. I don't know the first fucking thing about health insurance.
Oh my God, I know. I'm like, could you tell me instead?
Yeah,
like
I don't. Oh, there isn't even a starting point. I know nothing.
I mean, that's nice that you have somebody who is like you get to talk to though at least.
Yeah.
Like I like work for a big corporation. Yeah. Shout out Kohl's. You want some Kohl's cash? I'm your girl.
Ruth owns Kohl's.
I own Kohl's. Yeah. If you guys didn't know, that's the goal. But it's like obviously huge corporation, so you just kind of have to you go through your like portal or whatever online, and you just kind of have to like figure it out. Which is why I was calling my dad on the phone. Yeah.
Also because I feel like Kohl's, for the most part, hires a lot of kids that are around our age out of college.
Right.
Notice how I'm calling us kids. We are not adults. and like, I don't know. It seems like that should be something they know they would have to explain.
Right. Yeah. But, you know, you're just kind of there doing it on your own, and you kind of have to like dive in like head first and just... I don't know. I can't imagine doing this without the internet.
Oh my God, no.
Like, did they have insurance back before the internet?
That is a great question. I actually have no idea.
Of course, I think they did, but like, how did anybody ever figure it out without Googling something? You had to fucking go to a library and like look up.
You probably got some insane pamphlet or like a book. You just get a book.
Honestly. I'm gonna like look this up after this because I feel kind of like an idiot on the internet, right? But I don't know how anything works. But
that's the thing. I don't even think I could be an adult without the internet, because if I don't know something, YouTube. Right. You know what I mean? Like we're just gonna we're gonna watch a how-to video.
Yep. Not even Google, YouTube. Like I need to see it step for step in front of my face with someone talking me through it and showing me how to do it.
Straight up.
Like I don't know. Genius. Shout out to whoever made YouTube.
Bless your soul.
Some dude, I think, or a couple dudes.
And like, it's so funny. Yeah. I don't know. And health insurance is one of those ones too, like in this country, really fucking matters. If you don't have it, you'll probably die. Like it's like, and the fact, obviously, you know, it's tied to there's a lot of issues in that it's tied to your employment. But like, I'm sitting here like, because my dad was the insurance guy. He works for Dean. My mom obviously goes on his insurance because she's an artiste. And then, I was just kind of writing that out. And now, like, I don't really know, are my benefits good? Are they bad? Do I have to pay a lot? Like, I just don't really know anything. And then for this to be another bill, I am one of those kids who right now still my only bills are kind of like rent.
Yeah.
And rent maybe that's it. Like,
that's pretty much it. That's the big one. Rent and, you know, like internet and
utilities.
But
like I don't even pay my phone bill.
Right. Yeah.
I literally don't.
Yeah. I don't either.
I'm
kind of riding that out. I mean, I feel like my mom right now is like, it makes more sense for us to be on like a family plan with me and my sister.
Well, it's literally cheaper for everyone involved.
For everybody, right? So as long as she's good with that, I'm good with it too. You know?
And like I have their Netflix, you know, like I'm just not. I pay for Spotify, but Spotify and rent, those are my bills.
The day that you didn't get the student discount with Spotify anymore. Adulting. Yeah. Now I'm paying full price.
It's like fucking $10 instead of $5.
I'm like, I'm out here doing it. But yeah. Insurance is a big one, definitely, for sure. Also, like, that kind of seeps into like car insurance, which I also don't have figured out.
Yeah.
But one thing I do feel like I have a better grasp on is like just car problems in general. Like,
you have had to deal with your fair
share. I have gotten the short end of the stick with previous car mishaps. Definitely gone through a lot, but I feel like I've got like, you know, AAA on speed dial.
I love that.
Know how to like talk to the maintenance men. You know how they try and like gyp women, because we don't know what we're talking about. Which I mean, I don't. I really don't. But now I have like at least a little better of a grasp on it. when my car battery dies, I know to like drive it around and not stop it anymore. I remember that one time when I like was in Whitewater and my battery died, and then I went to the drive-through of Rockies and like stopped my car in the drive-through. First of all, also, which Rockies has a drive-through?
Yeah.
Only in Whitewater.
Yeah.
Right. And then my car died.
You were like, no, but we have to get the Rockies.
Right. I was like, he actually told me, he was like, drive it around for like 15 minutes. My first thought is, well, I'll just go to Rockies.
Yeah. Naturally, that's the next step.
So I drove there, and then I don't know, like stopped my car or something, and like it died again in the drive-through. Love there, that. Like as I was getting my pizza, and I had to call the guy back and be like, hey, do you remember me from 5 minutes ago?
I am now down the street at the Rocky Rococo's.
He was like, where are you? Sure, I'll come jump you again. I had to be like, I'm at the Rocky Rococo's.
That's rich.
There's like people behind me in line also at the drive-through. I mean, I guess everybody knew about it.
People love them.
I'm like, you should just go to McDonald's. We're gonna be here for a minute, folks.
You're like blocking the window. Yeah.
Yep.
That's classic.
But we got the car up and running again. Now I know not to do that. I know how to jump a car. I
wouldn't know the first thing.
I don't have my own jumper cables. I need to get some of those, but if someone gave them to me, I would know how to work them at least.
Well, and also, technically speaking, this is my excuse. It's like not always safe for a woman to pull over and help someone anyway.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I've decided just to never learn.
Sure. Perfect solution. Yeah. There you go. Just like till the car,
Why endanger myself?
Right.
You know?
Car breaks down, whatever. I'm still alive.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I do need to learn some of those basic skills. I actually remember a specific time where I was really impressed with you because you knew how to fill your tires up with air at the gas station.
Right. Yeah. I know exactly what time you're talking about.
Yeah, I filmed you.
We like stopped, on the way to something. Mm-hmm. I was like, I gotta fill up my tires. You're like,
I think
what?
we were hungover. You pulled out the little tool and everything.
Sure,
I was like, I've only seen that like in my dad's arms before. Like never.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I carry one like in my purse.
Oh, that's good.
Like most people. Well, actually, that's not true because I don't even really carry a purse. That's another thing we'll get to later.
That's true.
But in my purse that like I carry, I suppose, if necessary, there's definitely a tire gauge in there.
I love that that's where you keep it though, because I think my dad kept it in like the glove compartment.
Why would I not keep it in the car? Of course. No, the logical place is to keep it in the car. But no, I'll just keep it in this purse that I never use and never have on me.
Right, literally. Yeah.
Useless.
I will say though, I did and I didn't go alone. I cannot be trusted. But I went to get it was the first time I participated in an oil change. Like normally I just give the car to my dad. But then this time the adult in me was like, well, if we schedule appointments at the same time, me and my dad, it's like I'm doing it for myself, and he'll be there for moral support.
There you go. Yeah. Like the insurance,
the taxes.
like the taxes. Yeah.
So we went and
baby steps.
And he kind of like, I'm glad he was there because otherwise I honestly feel like I would have been a little bit bamboozled. But because we left there paying, they rotated my tires too. They always ask.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. Since then, which granted it has been like winter, which sometimes causes low tire pressure, but since then I've had that low. Remember when we went to Colorado and I did it right before Colorado, and ever since then I've had a low tire pressure symbol.
Huh.
And and for me, probably not the adult thing to do, but whenever there are car issues going on, I just pretend not to notice.
Sure. There's the little blinking light that you see in the corner of your eye. So you're just like, I won't look that way.
You're just, I think I have something. Yeah.
Wow. Has it been that? I do remember when that happened on that trip too. We kind of freaked out for a sec. Yeah. And now it's been how many months later? And we're just still
cruising right along. Yeah. Although I was nervous for that because it was like substantial drive.
Sure. Yeah. That was like a
and
long
we had
haul.
To make it back.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Had to continue on with our lives. But also that's another thing, like how do you know when something just comes on and it's just like a little blinking light if you can go another 6 months, or is it something you need to get changed right away? Because me being the type of person I am, I'm like, well, if it can go 6 months, I'll wait.
We're going to be waiting a couple of years.
I'm a God-given procrastinator. I'll just wait.
Oh my God, me too. I know. I feel like that's another thing that as an adult you're not supposed to do anymore is procrastinate.
Right. But I think that also that's like an ongoing journey that we just have to figure out throughout our lives. Like, I know many adults who still do that too. Mm-hmm. I actually yesterday, as a way of procrastinating from working on like things that I should be working on, watched a video about procrastinating. I watched a TED Talk about procrastinating. It's a good TED Talk.
I do love a good TED Talk.
Check it out. Yeah,
I want those kinds of things for me are like so a motivational speech.
Right.
Sign me up.
Yeah, and it's just like a quick 10-15 minutes. I'm like, you know, this is a quick workout for my brain
exercise.
Kind of. Yeah, right. Well, and I think that's the way my brain works is like instant gratification instead of like I'll just like do research all these pointless things right now so I can get instant gratification of whatever I'm learning instead of slowly chipping away at something that will pay off in the long
doing
run.
The work.
Right. That's like obviously
learning
more
about
important.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, that's like, that's a big one that I guess we'll just see how that one goes.
I feel that for sure. I know. And that's the thing, like being an adult, you're supposed to like, actually work on yourself. As a kid, you can just be like, whatever, I'm insane because I'm 14. Like you have an excuse. And now you're kind of like, well, I'm 25. I'm supposed to have my shit together.
Yeah. I wish we could just run around again and just say, I'm insane, I'm 24.
Yeah, right.
I guess I kind of do that
Some people do, but I don't think it's quite as endearing as it used to be.
You get a little bit more like side eyes now. You're like,
hey, bitch, pull it together.
Right. What a bummer that is, though.
Something's not quite right. Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I like this one. And I feel like this is just kind of an all-encompassing adult thing, but like exercising and kind of just like now, especially with just like having an adult schedule. Like I have a job, I work it all day long, and honestly right now it's probably even easier than it will be when we have to go back into work because I'm at home. I can't find time to do my chores, do the laundry, do the dishes, and exercise and work and get a good night's rest.
It's a lot. And I remember hearing when we were younger, like how adults never have time for anything. And I was just like, well, why?
I know.
What do you mean you don't have time? Like, just do it.
Right. Make the time.
Just make the time. Like, what? You cannot just make time for that stuff. The time flies out the door.
Oh my God.
And like work really does just take up like, and also it's just so exhausting at the end of the day. You just like want to, like, I need a good solid like half hour at least at the end of my day to just like slump.
I need longer, honestly.
Like,
like
I can't just go straight into something.
I mean, I've noticed from Strava that you're pretty good about like if you can do a run or something or exercise after work. I literally can't.
You're like a morning. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna get up in the morning. Yeah.
See, but that's also maybe just like a limiting belief.
Well, but you also like were a runner, and I feel like you used to get up and like run in the morning.
Yeah,
it was like
that was more my routine.
Thing. Yeah.
But now I start work at 8:30.
Right.
I don't do anything before 8:30.
Oh no, I wake up before 8:30, like at 8:29,
right.
And that's what I do before 8:30.
Yes, I know. I'm like, even honestly, my last job, I started at 10, and even then, finding time to work out in the morning because a workout maybe 30 minutes, whatever. But then you have to do kind of like the get ready. You have to get dressed. Plus, you got to get back in the shower. Then you have to get ready for work.
Right. Which, as a woman, you got to dry the hair. You got to figure out the hair situation.
Especially with this haircut.
Yep.
You can't be just
can't
winging
just walk out the door. You look like Coconut Head if you do. That one picture you sent me.
Dude. You can't be having that. I know. And so I just like, honestly, the schedule thing, it actually is really fucking hard. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should be working as much as we do.
I agree. That's PSA, everybody. Let's not work as much.
I know. Like, when are those 4-day work weeks coming? I'm ready.
Yeah. But I have made it, like, I have recently gotten back into running a little bit more. Took some time off, definitely over winter, because fuck that. I will never be one of those people that buys, like, the winter shoes made for running in snow. Like,
the muck track or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend to know. Yeah, those things. But, like, I feel like right after college and like end of college, like after I stopped playing soccer, I kind of just was like, this is like kind of nice. I don't have to work out. Like it was for so long. It was just like a part of my life.
Totally same. Yeah. I mean, I literally I ran I was just doing cross country all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I used to wake up at like the ass crack, like the first 2 years of college, ass crack of dawn just to like do practice and stuff. And then
that sucks.
I feel like when I stopped doing that, I kind of just milked it for like a long time and was like, I'm just not going to do anything.
I know.
And then I started to get back into it and it felt kind of nice.
I know. And that is kind of the cool thing I will say about actually just working out for yourself.
Right.
There's such a balance because I'm really bad about, I don't know, just like motivating myself to do it. Mm-hmm. But once I do it, I really enjoy it.
Right. That's
like I'm like, I should be doing this all the time.
Yeah. I mean, and that's how it most of the time is, I think. It's like you kind of have to force yourself to do it. And then you're like, okay, this isn't so bad. And then at the end, you're like, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. Every time. I'm never like, oh, I really wish I wouldn't have gone for that run.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. Unless I get a gnarly sunburn, which sometimes that happens to me.
That is true.
Right.
But then it's more like I'm mad I didn't wear sunscreen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then that's on me. That's another thing that I will have to figure out. Another part of adulting where wear sunscreen when necessary.
I am actually trying to wear more sunscreen in terms of just like taking care of myself. That is adulting as well.
Yeah.
The flossing. I know we talked about that a little bit.
Yes. Putting on sunscreen, taking care of your skin, taking care of your teeth. I floss every day.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's
I'm
like
so
a
impressed.
thing that I'm like pretty proud of.
Yeah.
Like I do it every night. I've been trying to get my roomies to do it too, and
I love that.
Sometimes I'd like walk in at night with like a piece of floss for them and be like, here you
hilarious.
go.
I need
Sometimes
that.
they'd be like, get that shit out of my face. I don't feel like flossing right now. Yeah. And other times you're like,
they'll grab it and put it in the mouth.
Right? Yeah. But mostly that was also because I went to the dentist and they told me that I like probably had gingivitis, so and my gums were like bleeding. But
yeah, with the amount of teeth issues I have had, I should floss.
Right.
I don't not floss, but I floss probably like, I don't know, I'm not good about it. Maybe once a week, maybe every 2.
But you've been through a lot, so maybe this is like you deserve
like
a break
one
about.
Thing.
Yeah.
I know, but then when I go in, I have like so many dentist appointments still because I have to see my oral surgeon, my prosthodontist, and obviously the dentist on like a semi-regular basis. Yeah, like it's like,
oh, my mouth is agape.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fucked
I didn't
up.
even know that all those things were like
all
professions.
Of those people are in my life. Yes. Yeah, and so I just actually recently went into the dentist, for my 6 months. I always have my dentist appointments. I guess it works this way for everyone, but my dentist appointments, because it's every 6 months, are always in March and September. And they always come up so fast. I'm like, how is it March already that I'm going back to the dentist?
Yeah.
But
especially people that you're not super excited to see, appointments like that, they always seem to come up quicker than you want.
Yeah. I will say though, my dental hygienist, I love her, and actually I'm like 90% sure that it's Prativa's older sister.
No way.
Yeah.
She has nice teeth.
She has great teeth.
So her older sister must have great teeth. Does she?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's very sweet. She's like much shorter than me. She's great, and she's so nice. She's like she doesn't bully me about my teeth, but she still gives me, like, you need to be doing this,
like the nicest form of a slap on the wrist when you do something wrong. Yeah, that's the best kind.
But yeah, and like she's always kind of trying to get me to floss a little more because they can tell, like my shit will bleed.
But for some reason, you think that.
I'm like, no, I flossed yesterday, so we're all set.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. You must need to go back to school because I floss every day.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm that's very impressive to me. I'm proud of you. That's like a very
Thanks. Yeah. Anybody who needs help flossing, maybe just hit me up. I'll send you like a reminder
every night.
Right. Maybe I should make that.
Do you floss in the morning or in the evening?
No, just once every night.
In the night.
Yeah. Because now that I work from home, maybe this is TMI. Oh, I don't know. Now that I work from home, I don't really brush my teeth until later in the day.
I feel that.
Like probably closer to noon because I drink a lot of coffee in the morning and I don't want to brush my teeth and then drink my coffee and then feel like coffee breath. So yeah, just at night.
I think, and this is maybe a reason why I don't floss too, I brush my teeth a lot during the day. And I think it's just because I used to have my teeth that I took out, like fake ones.
Oh, yeah.
And there was just like gross shit up in there all the time. But I like brush my teeth like after almost everything I eat and drink.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I do before, I think with masks because of the pandemic and all, I brush my teeth like usually before I leave the house always because you can smell your breath in there. And for some reason it's always horrible even if you just brushed it like 20 minutes
coffee
ago.
Breath in the mask, there's nothing worse.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing really you can do about it, I guess, also, except for brushing your teeth.
And like, I'm going to keep drinking coffee, so no one can stop me.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of a funny adult thing, is drinking coffee. And like, I drink it so much now. I am one. We do it. I like didn't used to always. Like, I don't know. I've always loved coffee, but I didn't need it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like that's like a transition for sure. Is the when you realize you need it. Like you suddenly have a headache and you're an asshole to everybody. Yeah. You're like, huge why bitch. Am I like this?
Oh, I haven't had
either on my period or I haven't had a cup of Joe. Or it could be both. We don't know.
Yeah, that's a real quite the storm there.
Yeah, but no, I need coffee every day, and without it, I'm an absolute bitch. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I'm like drinking it now until like at least 1 or 2 p.m. Sometimes 3. That's probably not the best.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. Well, I don't know.
I mean, like a lot of the time, it's just because it's gone cold and I'm reheating it. But the fact that I'm even drinking it past noon, probably does affect my sleep.
You know, now that I think about it, maybe I do that too. I don't know. I should pay attention to my schedule more, I guess. It's hard though. Yeah, when you do the same thing every day.
Everything's a time warp.
I guess when I was going into the office, I would have like an afternoon coffee just to make it through the rest of the day.
Well, because I find that like I like hit a wall at a certain point.
Oh yeah, like 2 p.m.
It was way worse in the office though.
It was for some reason.
It's just like, why am I still here?
Yeah.
And I have to be here for 3 more hours.
Oh God, I know. Like the days when you wouldn't actually have that much to do, but you're like, well, I can't just leave.
Right.
Because everyone will look at me.
I know. Now you can be just at home. It's actually, I have a love-hate relationship with working from home. I don't turn off sometimes, so that's hard. But for the most part, I really like having the flexibility, and I would prefer to like mostly work from home and then maybe go in for meetings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think that would be my dream.
Definitely. And like just little errands and stuff that you can do now from working from home. I got my phone screen fixed the other day.
I love that.
So right at the end of the day, walked over to You Break, I Fix.
I like literally still have a broken phone screen as we speak, and that's one of those things that does not feel adult.
Having a broken, yeah, that is true. I've never met an adult with a broken phone screen.
You just look childish. It's a fact. Yeah. I will say mine is also, I could fix it literally right in this moment because it's just the screen protector.
Oh, yeah, you could just take that off.
But, like, I don't want to.
Sure. There's something about taking it off that's just, like, then it's your real screen.
Yeah, and then you're really screwed.
Yeah, I understand that totally. I got a free one of those.
But it's been this way for, like, months. Like, I should have done... I broke this at Avery's cabin in the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I know.
But also, if you're not getting, like, glass splinters in your finger...
Yeah, I think there have been some moments.
I'm like, if it's not physically hurting me...
Yeah.
This was probably the quickest I've ever made a repair. Like, I dropped it last week on my run, and I got it fixed a few days ago.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was impressive for me.
How much did it cost, if you don't mind my asking?
It cost me $100, $109. But my lady, the checkout lady, was so sweet. She was like, do you want one of these screen protectors, the glass thing at the end? They're only $10. And it was the end of the day, and she was like, you know what? These are like $1, and we're selling it to you for $10. I'll just give it to you for free.
Oh my God.
I know. It was great. I gave her a great review.
I love that.
I know.
See? Oh, sisters, we got to stick together as girls.
And I was like, that is the kind of adult I want to be.
Straight up.
Yeah. She was great.
Yeah. I love that. I know. When you have someone like very friendly in customer service, amazing.
Yeah.
Makes your day.
Yeah. That seems like it should be another thing that all adults do, but there are the Karens out there, you know, like
way too many of them.
Right. Like, as if you never went through, maybe they didn't, maybe that's their thing, but they never had to work probably a customer service job, or
I know,
like, you know, that's an overgeneralization, but I don't know. I feel like,
but you
having
have
worked
to assume,
in those
because
situations,
if you would, you wouldn't have this attitude.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I just try and be a little bit nicer, having worked in those jobs before.
Same. And
definitely.
I give a good tip. I am a good tipper.
I'm a good tipper too.
Okay, well, let's talk about this one, because I love this one. I'm like struggling with this a little bit right now because this is the first apartment that I've lived in that I like, and I want to make it or just like the first one that really feels like an adult apartment.
Yeah, I love this apartment
Thank
so
you.
much. I like really like it.
And like, it's so cute. This is the first time that I've been like, okay, do I need to like actually think about the furniture and the decor,
right?
Instead of just kind of doing
whatever
I've got
space.
and throwing it together.
Yeah. It looks really great, by the way. I think you've done a good job.
Thank you.
I know that the people can't really see it because I think that's how a podcast works.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes.
Yeah. But just so everyone knows, Samantha's apartment is winning. It's really cute.
Thank you. That means a lot.
How did you go about decorating it? Because this is something I would like to learn, because I'm just horrible at it. I don't have that eye, which I think some people just naturally have.
Yeah.
Like, it's just hard for me to like imagine where everything
She's
will go.
Like looking all around.
I'm looking as I'm saying this, I'm looking at all of her stuff, like twisting my head around. Yeah, it looks great in here. But
thank you. Because I don't feel like I have like a personal style. That was the biggest thing that I feel like I follow a couple, I guess you could call them like almost like decor influencers on Instagram. Just people who like their whole Instagram is just their cool house.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And like interior design, but like a little less serious. Like it's not like
I don't even necessarily think they do it as a profession.
Sure, that's something they enjoy.
Have a cool house.
Sure. And they have
made
good
an
eyes
Instagram for it.
Right. Now they're right. And now they have a huge following, and they're doing better than I am. But okay.
And like there's like this one in particular, and she just so clearly has like a very strong sense of style. Like her house has a very specific vibe, I guess.
Okay.
And like how do you get that? Like I don't know who.
Right. How do you acquire a vibe?
A vibe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'd love to know.
I know.
I don't have that. I feel like I'm just bad at describing.
Me too. Like I don't even know how to describe her vibe.
Right. Yeah. And I'm no help at all.
Yeah.
With that. But I just like picking things out piece by piece and being like, the place I'm in now, when Zoe and I were trying to pick out stuff, I remember we would look at something and spend a half hour and be like, okay, do I like this?
Yeah.
Do you like this?
Exactly.
Will this work with our space? Will our apartment like this? Will it look stupid or good with everything else that we have, which is nothing so far? And and like, do we base everything off of this one thing? That's another thing, like a focal piece.
Yep.
I don't even know. I guess I should probably just like research these things, but I just I
feel like you're going to get conflicting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and because at the end of the day, there really is no like one right or wrong way, but that makes it so hard. Because I know I totally feel you on that. Like, and when we were doing this place, like our last place was kind of just like you buy the IKEA furniture and call it a day, and then this one I was like, well, not that this is our permanent living space because it's an apartment, but I kind of want to stay here for more than a year.
Yeah,
for the first time ever.
Upgrade from the last place for sure.
Yeah. And like I was like, we can't. Then I was like, we can't buy like IKEA and Wayfair stuff all the time because that's like the cheap college
Right.
But then James was like, no, that is what we're gonna do because we're not. This isn't our house,
right? And we're not rich,
and we don't even have money. Yeah, like we're not gonna do. So then we did, and everything pretty much is like IKEA, Wayfair, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then like hand me downs like the couch that I've had in my basement for years.
Love this couch.
And like I don't know how to buy something like a couch.
Right, that's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, and they're way more expensive than I would have thought, but
and those I feel like if you buy kind of like the Wayfair version, not that comfy.
Right, like you would probably be better off just buying
investing.
Investing in one. Yeah,
but then you have to have the money to invest, and literally a couch is like a couple grand.
Yeah,
what?
I know.
I don't have that
just
kind
like
of
a place
money.
that you sit.
Yeah. I do. I am sitting here all day,
That's
though.
true.
Yeah.
I am a couch potato. It's not just another
your
place.
guys' apartment, though, and I do think that it has like a style.
Yeah. It
has
like,
a vibe.
It has a vibe, yeah. I mean, and we won't be there forever, but it was kind of like, that was also like kind of a first decorating for me. I mean, I've also always been the person who I have lived with a lot of roommates, and
which does make it harder. You have like your room,
right? Yeah, you kind of just have like a hodgepodge of stuff for like living.
Nothing goes
together. We're like, you have this, you have that, like perfect. We'll just everything adds up. Like with kitchen stuff too, you know, you're like
pots, pans, whatever.
Right. Whose toaster should we use? We both have one. Which one looks less shitty?
Yeah. 100%.
So this is kind of like the first place where I'm like, okay, well, we should each pitch in to like buy things
and have it look, you know. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But
I know. Well, it's funny with James because like for the most part he lets me call the shots, but I'm always like, do you like this? And
he's like, I don't care.
Literally. But yeah, I know. Well, and also it's so weird because I feel like now we see into people's homes more just with the internet, you know, like people who I'll never actually go to their house, like this random influencer girl who has a cool apartment online.
Right.
I'm obsessed with it. And then I see like, it's kind of like I have the same envy that I do. You know, I'm like, why do you have such a cool house? You're my age.
Right.
But I shouldn't even know what your house looks like. I don't know you. Like,
that is so true. Like I know the inside of your house and I know lots of things about you, but I've never met you before. I guess that's, I don't know, social media. But
yeah, I feel that one for sure. And it's just hard. I think that's one of those things that just kind of comes into play. Also, as you get more money, you can have a cooler house. Yeah. Which is stupid.
Yeah. I guess you're right. And also, like, I know that this was like one of the first things I thought of because it's such a small thing, but it goes hand in hand with this is hanging pictures.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know why this is such a big thing for me. I don't know how to like properly frame a photo.
Oh, you should see James and I. Oh my God, it's a mess.
It's like, also it's like to actually get a photo framed, it's like more expensive than you would think.
Yeah.
And also, I like never, for some reason, I never get the right size.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. I could try as hard as I can. And
I will say in terms of framing, having an artist for mom, amazing. She does most of the framing for me, and she knows what to do because she like frames her pieces. So she'll get things from Dick Blick, and then we'll just call it a day.
I didn't even think about that.
So if you ever need something framed, you can always ask my mom.
You've been holding out on me.
But even once things are framed, we will have them sitting in our apartment for months until they get up on the wall.
Sure, yeah. And then finally, hanging them,
it sucks.
Making them level.
Especially because, like, hanging a picture is so hard because obviously, like, most of them are like some little cut type of, like, they have the string on the back and you have to, the wire.
That's
it's never in the same space.
Why are they not easier to hang? Like, why do they not have more than just that stupid fucking wire on the back?
And like, okay, like I have two paintings, exact same size, but the wiring is so different on the back, just the way that it actually is. Yeah. You have to do all this measuring. The second a ruler is involved, level,
because then again, going back to math, it goes back to measuring out like the even.
It hurts. I think there's something.
I don't know.
It strikes a chord with me.
I'm more of and maybe this will probably change at some point, but I'm more of an eyeball it kind of person.
Yes, yeah.
I will like hang something up and take a couple steps back, and I'm like, looks good to me. Call it a day. All right.
I know. Well, and that's dangerous too, especially in an apartment, just because like, you know, in your own house you can whatever make as many holes as you want, but here you kind of have to like one hole per painting or else you're screwed.
Yeah, that's so true. And I'm also the type of person that's like, well, I don't really notice that about people's places when I go to their houses, so I assume they won't about mine, which is not true.
Yeah, or like then you invite your mom over and she's like, oh my God, what have you done here? Yeah, and you're like, damn it.
Sorry, thought I was doing well, I guess not, but...
That's actually so funny too, because I feel like my parents check me in my place all the time. I'll have them over for dinner or something, and that feels so adult. I'm having my parents over for dinner, and then my mom will like find something to nitpick about, and I'm like, come on, I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm cooking you a meal, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my parents over last weekend. That was really nice. We had like a little day trip. Yeah. My mom took a nap in my bed. It was great.
That is so classic. Oh, Laura.
It was a good day.
Just a quick snooze.
Yeah, she's done that actually probably every time she's come to visit.
I think that's like a kind of ritual for her.
Right. And also like kind of smart. Good for her. She's got I'm like, sure, go for it. Use my bed.
And if you know your schedule and you're ready for your afternoon nap, take it.
But that felt very adult, like, you know, showing them around like my neighborhood and stuff. Also, I say showing around as if my dad is not from Milwaukee. Like, I'm like, and this is this. And he's like, oh yeah, I remember I went there in high school.
It has hilarious. It has probably changed substantially though.
Yeah. Definitely has. But anyway.
The way, like, our relationships with our parents now, it's so different because they're not just like, a parent that I can rely on. They come to me with their problems too. It's like mutually exclusive.
Right. Yeah.
We're
you
friends.
have to listen and like be a sounding board sometimes for them, which is a different part of growing up.
It is.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, just, I feel like this kind of just gradually happens after maybe you graduate college. It's like you start to see your parents as real people.
I know.
And that
like,
sounds
you guys
so
have your own problems? What?
Yeah. Right. It's a whole new world. But it's, I don't know. And it's, you know, how like everything used to go in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Like,
we were just bitches.
Yeah. I was such an asshole.
Me too.
But now I'm at least like listening and I don't know, trying to take
be a good daughter. Yeah,
right. Or like help out with things when I'm home, you know. Do things around the house. I can't even think of things.
Pitch in.
Yeah, right. But it's just like something that you kind of have to do now, get used to.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like for me it was just such a wake-up call because like my parents, they were just like handling all my shit all the time. I could go to them with any problem. And I never even thought about the fact that they were not only parents, but humans and had their own, they just had their own lives and their own business. And, and I like, now I'm like, well, maybe I have to think about it for a second before I just go to my mom and weigh her down with all my personal issues.
Because you're starting to deal with some of the stuff that they deal with on a daily basis.
Totally.
And also I'm so much more interested about like what they were like when they were our age.
I know.
I have been asking my mom a lot of questions lately, and I'm wondering if she's starting to like just be like, why is she wondering all this stuff? But
what is she trying to dig up on me?
Right. Yeah. Social media wasn't a thing back then, but I'm just so curious. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting thought. Like for our generation, I don't know if you and I are necessarily going to have children. Who knows? But we're not really.
Just kidding, Mom.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But like our kids will have such a like window into our past with social. That's kind of fucked up.
It's a scary thought.
Yeah.
I might burn everything I've ever been in. So like digitally burn.
We'll be erasing this podcast episode.
Yeah. Oh God. Or like, I don't know, sitting down having a nice little glass of wine with my mom is nice now. And
I do love that though.
Right.
Having them as like actual buddies, like I kind of like hanging out with my parents. Yeah. That's fun.
I know. It's nice. And then like they're funny sometimes.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
Yeah, they're great. But then you have to cut yourself off too. Like, I guess with parents, you can kind of do what you want. But that's another thing too that I still don't necessarily have figured out is like when to stop drinking.
Oh my God, yeah, dude.
One drink can go to 5 real quick, but
yeah, same. And
I
feel like that's
like 24. It's fine.
I'm not really ready to give that one up because binge drinking is fun, but it does feel maybe a little less adult than
right. I don't feel like I need to actually improve on that one anytime soon.
Also,
it's
my parents love a good drink. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like if they can do it, so can I.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think maybe it's genetic.
I do think that the pandemic has had like a lot to do with that because all of a sudden, like in a way, we had to grow up even faster because normally I feel like all of a sudden we're like old, boring hermit. We just sit in the house and we don't have any fun.
Right. What should we do today? I guess we'll go for a walk.
Right. Like that's the most grandpa thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And like I feel like we're sitting here like, wow, it's so boring to be old, but like it's not even. Like Adam and I were just talking about this. Like it kind of feels like this is just what life is like now,
right?
But we do have to remember we are in a pandemic,
right? It will change again,
and I plan to regress a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a smidge.
Just a hint.
A really healthy amount of regression.
Yeah, me too. But we're just figuring it out with the pandemic and all. And
with our adult lives.
Right. Another thing with the pandemic that I feel like has given us time to do is to find hobbies.
Oh, yes.
Which I haven't figured out.
This was a big one for me.
Yeah. You know, people are doing a lot of things. People were making bread for a while, you know.
I made bread. I made banana bread.
Okay.
I did not make like the real bread.
Sure,
people
loaves.
Were making loaves.
People were making like a lot of loaves.
Yeah.
I like didn't understand for a while, but
yeah, I don't know.
Also, I really like bread, so maybe that was a miss on my end.
Same. It looked hard though. Banana bread is super easy.
Right. I do love banana. You want to get banana bread like later today?
I would love to do that. Okay. I know a place.
Okay. Sounds good. But yeah, like there's so much more time and also not to find a hobby.
I know.
I don't
also
have a ton.
It's so hard because I feel like we as social people, you and I, like one of our biggest hobbies is literally just going and doing fun things with friends.
Yeah.
And I don't think people always see that as a hobby.
It's
like people want to know.
You can't say that at like a work
what you do by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I try my best not to be alone ever. So
I fill every waking moment with people and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not something you can necessarily say at like a work function or like a new meet and greet. Like, oh,
no, it
like
doesn't.
I love just like drinking with my friend. I mean, I guess you could say that, but something just happened outside.
I think there was a long car horn, so if you guys heard that, that's on you.
Sorry about that. But yeah, I remember that time when we were at the bar a few years ago. Someone asked me, he won't be mentioned, we'll keep him unnamed so he's not embarrassed.
Yes.
I'm sure he's listening right now. But someone asked me and Kayla at the bar what our hobbies were because we hadn't seen them in a while, and I remember I said I like listening to music.
You specifically said it like, Kayla went first, I think, and she was like, I guess I've been running. And then Ruth says, I've been listening to a lot of music.
As if it's something I just discovered. Like,
oh,
yeah,
music.
This is something I do now.
Yeah.
Not even like making it or like literally the most basic thing. I'm like, oh, I listen to music. Like,
okay, I will say though, I was just retelling that story to James last night as I was looking through our little list of topic convos.
Right.
And he was like, that is a hobby. So you've got to, you know,
okay, thanks,
a supporter.
James.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. Right.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, what are my hobbies? And I couldn't. I feel like I had a big, because James always loves to tell me I don't have any hobbies because I'm always like, hang out with me.
Sure.
And he's like, no, I'm doing things I like to do by myself.
Right. It's hard though.
Yeah. So I started a podcast.
That is a big one.
That's it.
Also, I feel like I didn't say this at the beginning. So proud of you for doing this. This is so cool.
Thank you.
I love this. I love being here.
I'm so glad. We definitely have to do it like a million times. I feel like we're having a lot of fun in this.
I know.
In this moment.
And it's just
you're a great guest.
Another excuse to just see each other.
And chit chat.
Chit chat.
We would be talking about this anyways.
We would. We just have microphones now.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's great.
That's the only thing.
But yeah, I remember also being kind of like stunted by that question. I've never been asked that like in a bar setting. Like, well, what are some of your hobbies?
I will say, kind of a stupid question.
Like a super stupid question.
You can just be like, what have you been up to?
Right.
Hey, what are your hobbies, you fucking bitch?
As if they expected me to be like, well, I've been, I don't know, crocheting recently, making friendship bracelets.
That's what I'm saying. Like, almost when you ask it that way.
That's what I picture.
It has to be like you making something.
Right. I've been basket weaving.
Yeah.
I've been beading.
Oh, I've been dabbling in watercolors. Right. Like, what the fuck?
Which I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that's like a miss on my end. Maybe I should be doing watercolors.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I FaceTime my friends and then I clip my toenails. Like, what? I don't know.
And suddenly the day is gone.
And it's gone.
Right. If it takes up your time, that's a hobby. Yeah. But that's a big one for me.
But we're working on it.
We're working on it. We're getting there.
And give us a break. Jeez, we're only 24.
I know. We're only 24 going on 42, though.
Yeah, right.
But
I am excited for that peak of yours, Ruth. I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks. Me too. I'm really excited for it.
Well, this is so funny because I feel like this could be honestly like a little check-in series that we do. Like, how are we doing now?
Do some upkeep with it. See what else we figured out.
You guys can hold me accountable on flossing more.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Maybe one of our friends will have a kid down the line.
That's a very scary thought, but yes.
Yeah, that's bigger than a cat.
That's way bigger.
For sure. Yeah.
We are just the bridge.
Yeah, right. Oh, this has been so fun, and I love this so much. This has been great. I can't wait to listen to this 1,000 times and pick apart my voice.
Dude, I know. That's what I do. I listen to almost every episode. Like eventually I'll get to everyone. If I don't listen to it right away, I always eventually do.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I don't know if I'm just like a huge narcissist, but I thoroughly enjoy them, even though I was a part of the conversation the first time.
Just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so funny.
Yeah.
I love listening to our struggles.
Yeah, we are really funny too. I will say that.
Fucking amazing. We're absolute comedians.
Yeah. I will listen to this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating.
I love that. And thank you guys. I hope you also listen to it 1,000 times. We know you will. You're obsessed with us.
Everybody listen to this and hit me up. My number is...
Yeah. We'll put Ruth's contact information in the show notes. Right. You can give her a follow. Right. I will also put her social security number so you can see if she did her taxes right.
You can you list all my nicknames so everybody knows, just in case.
Yes.
Bruce at the top. Yeah. Also, wait, one more thing.
Yes.
At the beginning, you know how like when you introduced me, can we make sure that James makes the like pew 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 pew,
yes,
like the DJ noise?
Of course.
You know?
We'll christen you with
really like this. Yeah.
A very cool introduction.
Really loud. Yeah.
DJ style.
Right. I deserve it.
And before we go, I do want to give my podcast shout outs to my patrons. And as of right now, I love my one and only pessimistic Patty, and that's Davis. And Davis, you're my number one fan, and I am yours.
Shout out Davis.
So I love you so much. And I hope that if you're listening to this on the day it comes out, I hope you have a great Tuesday. If you're not, whatever the day of the week that it is, I hope it's the best one.
I love that. Love you too. I hope you have a great Tuesday also.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thanks everybody. Bye.